The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
We're here with three-time champion, head coach Jerry Mack. Also, I believe this is the first time we've talked with him since he was named the AFCA Regional Coach of the Year. Congratulations on that. Why don't you start off with that? Tell us what that honor means to you.
I think it's a tremendous honor. It's a compliment to not only myself, but also our staff has done a great job of putting our program in position for me to receive such an honor like this. You know, when you receive any kind of individual award, this is the ultimate team sport. It's a lot of people that are, to contribute and are involved, not only from your friends and your families, but also to our entire program, coaches, players, and also to your university as well.
So what have these last few weeks been like for you guys trying to prepare for this bowl game?
More anxious than anything. Our guys have been doing a lot of the same routine for almost a month now, and trying to keep those guys focused and making sure that they practice the way they're supposed to practice, making sure the young guys get a lot of reps as far as to try to get ahead of the curve going into spring football, and also trying to implement the game plan to make sure that we're well prepared for Grambling State. So it's been a long process, but we feel really good about the game plan we put together. We feel really good about where our mindset as a staff is. So we're looking forward to playing the game.
Were you guys able to put in all the work you wanted before you hit the road? Once you get down there, you'll be doing so many different things.
I think so. The last game I think we played was the 19th of November, so we've had some weeks to sit back and look at Grambling and look at some of the different things they do. Even go back over the last couple of years and review some game film of them playing other teams as well. So, we put in a lot of work and we put in a lot of time to just kind of evaluate our personnel and their personnel to see where any kind of advantage may give us.
When did it settle in for you guys? Because you had the celebration after winning the outright MEAC championship, so I'm sure you guys were celebrating for days after that. But then when did it settle in that you guys had to get back to work or whatever and do something that this program has never done in history, which is participate in the bowl game?
I think really, after Thanksgiving, we took that whole week to just kind of enjoy. The guys got a chance to go back with their families and celebrate and watch the videos and, get all the pats on the back. But, when they came back after the Thanksgiving break, it was time really to go to work. And we still didn't know exactly who we were going to play, so we had to prepare for two opponents potentially, and that was Grambling and Alcorn. And after that third week, it ended up being a Grambling State preparation week, so we were prepared like that.
Can you give us a scouting report on Grambling State?
Explosive. I tell everybody the same thing as far as what these guys bring to the table. From an offensive standpoint, I think they're one of the top offenses in all of America right now. The quarterback play and also, their running back and receiver play is just outstanding. They can put the ball in anybody's hands at any given time, and those guys go out there and make plays. From a defensive perspective, they bring a lot of different pressures. There's a lot of different guys running free. They got a ton of guys with tackles for loss. They have a great free safety, and Guy Stallworth, who's a guy that he makes things happen back there and very disruptive. So, when you look at them across the board, they have a lot of different playmakers. They have some transfers and mixed with some guys that they've groomed through the program. And Coach Fobbs has done an excellent job of putting a great team together.
What was the biggest thing you wanted to get accomplished on the practice field before you guys head down?
I think more than anything, we just wanted to make sure that, our schemes and things that we've been doing the entire year are sound against whatever they bring to the table. We got some things that we're going to try to use to attack them. Nothing really new, just make sure we fine-tune and tweak some things from an offense and defense special teams perspective. So we just wanted to make sure that, once this week comes, it's not a lot of different things you can do, because you don't want to put too much in for your guys. You still want to make sure that you focus on the fundamentals, because at the end of the day, the team that tackles the best and makes the least mistakes and makes the most explosive plays is going to have a chance to win the football game.
You guys played road games, obviously, before, but what's it like picking up the entire program and moving it to Georgia for 3 days or 4 days to prepare for a game?
There's a lot of distractions when we go down there, from the media perspective, from, the change of scenery. I think we're going to practice on Thursday at a different place. Obviously, we're going to practice Friday in the Dome. Our guys have never played in the Dome as far as I'm aware of. So it's just everything's a little bit different from that perspective. And it's going to be challenging to keep our focus and our attention on the task at hand, and that's to try to compete and try to win a national championship.
Is that where it's important to have, A, senior leaders, and B, other members of your staff who you can delegate stuff to make sure everything is in place for game day?
I think so. Our senior leadership has been really good. Obviously, Malcolm Bell's done a great job on the offense side of the ball. And you got a Carl Jones, who's an older, mature guy, a graduate student. And now you got a couple of guys. We had about 10 guys graduate the other day that are all a little bit older and mature that's going on the trip as well. So, we're going to play for our seniors. Those guys, it'll be a lot of those guys' last game, obviously last game in a North Carolina Central uniform. So we want to make sure that, we send them out the right way.
Malcolm talked about being a 15-point underdog and how that kind of rubbed them the wrong way and they got a chip on their shoulder. Now, how are you and your fellow coaching staff, how did you guys react when you first heard that news, and how are you using that as a motivating tool this week?
I think it's been the same all year. We came into this season as underdogs. Nobody gave us a chance. We were picked third in the conference. We didn't receive any television games, so we're just kind of used to it. Any kind of momentum, any kind of things like that our team can use is always good for our guys. As a coaching staff, we just put together great schemes and try to put our guys in position to be successful. The rest of it, the guys have done a great job of going out there and executing and taking care of what they need to take care of. So we can't be concerned about a Vegas line or what someone else says about us. We just want to make sure that we put our guys in position to be successful and we have them focused on game day.
Can you speak on the fact that you're taking down, you talked about the seniors and everything, but you're taking down a quarterback, who's a senior, who's already graduated, as opposed to Malcolm, say, if he was a freshman or sophomore? Can you talk about that, how good that makes you feel to do that?
It really does. Whenever you got a guy back there as the trigger man who's had the experience that Malcolm has under his belt, at being a three-time champion in the conference and, thrown for a ton of yards and ran for a ton of yards here at North Carolina Central, it makes you feel good as a coach. Our offensive line is an experienced line as well. So, you couldn't ask for a better situation as far as the experience that you got and some of the depth that you got in certain positions to give yourself a chance to go out there and be successful on Saturday.
Malcolm said he still gets nervous before games, like a couple of days before games. Can you tell? Do you see that on the practice field or when you travel to a game, something like that?
I think earlier in his career we did, maybe that first year in 2014, but just the last few, especially this season, really they haven't been able to tell. He's been really cool and calm, and even when he makes mistakes, he comes back to the sideline. He understands what he did. He understands how to reconcile that and go out there the next series and make some plays.
In Tennessee, where you're from, is Grambling in that region still that the program? People talk about HBCU football now.
I think not so much the program, because there's a lot of other good HBCU programs in that area. But I think when you talk about the tradition in the South and in the SWAC, I think the first team that's always going to come to your mind is a Grambling State University. The tradition of the former players they got in the NFL and also the NFL Hall of Fame. And then also, too, you go back to the 70s and the 80s, all the guys they had entered the NFL draft. I think that's where a lot of the tradition in the South, when you talk about HBCU football programs, is at Grambling State.
You talk about tradition. This is a national televised game. It's a chance to put, everybody knows about Grambling. It's also a chance for Central to make a name for themselves, put your tradition up against theirs. How big is that for the school, the program, alum, everybody? Oh, it's huge. You see a lot of people not from this region of the United States. They don't really know about North Carolina Central. They couldn't tell you exactly where we're at on the map. So I think this game gives you an opportunity to showcase, all over the country what kind of brand that you have, not only from our football program, but I'm sure they'll be showing different commercials and a lot of branding at the game as far as just the university as well. So we can try to increase our admissions and so we can try to become a more national-wide appeal. And I think it's going to be important for us as an entire North Carolina Central community to have a great showing down there. You said the guys are kind of anxious. Are you anxious and ready to get down there as well?
We are. As coaches, we are. Like I said, we've been doing the same thing here for almost a month. We haven't got a chance to hit anybody else. It's almost like a camp field, to be honest with you. Goes back into like how it is in August when, you practice for almost a month before you ever play a game.
I was going to ask you the same thing. How do your players get a sense of this? I mean, it's one more game that they have to prepare for. Do they get it? This is the championship? I
think they definitely do. When you look at the social media right now, from a Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then the commercials that you're seeing on television, what you notice is it is a Black College National Championship, and it is no different than playing for a BCS National Championship, just at our level. And whenever you get a chance to do something like that, that is historic. And these guys understand that we want to leave a great legacy. These seniors, they want to leave a legacy and a tradition of being champions, getting to go out on top.
Do you get nervous before games?
I used to, not as much anymore. You know, I'm pretty much calm. I think I'm pretty well prepared. I really feel good about our coaches, the game plan, and I feel good about the position that we put our players in. So, when I was younger, I used to. When I first was the head coach, I kind of used to. But now, it's just like another game to me.
Is this game probably the biggest recruiting tool for you guys this winter? I mean, to be playing on national television for everybody who's interested in Central to be watched?
It is. You couldn't ask for better exposure. You know, as coaches and as a program from a recruiting standpoint, you're always trying to figure out a way or an edge to get your program exposure so you can appeal to any young man across the country. It may be a young man in California that catches a glimpse of the game and he says, hey, that seems like a place that I would want to go play. So, you know, you couldn't reach that young man if just through a Twitter account or just through some other form of social media. He may not get on your website. So by having North Carolina Central go to the game and play on national television, that's going to be huge for recruiting.
Recent graduate, now alumnus, Malcolm Bell, and it is officially Celebration Bowl week. Malcolm, you got a little bit of a taste of what it's like to partake in a bowl game yesterday. You had an ESPN film crew following you around for a Sports Center feature. Tell us, what was that like?
It was a great experience for myself and also my teammates, just having ESPN just come and follow me around. It was just an unreal experience. I didn't even know how to explain it after.
What have these last few weeks been like for you guys, trying to sit back and patiently wait for your opposition?
Basically, it's just us kind of just staying focused, the task at hand. There's been a lot of media through the practices and film sessions and stuff like that. So, we just have to stay focused, and I think we'll be good.
Did you get a chance to watch either of the Grambling State football games the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, actually, myself and the seniors, we went over to Freddie and Emmanuel's house, and we watched the game. We watched them play Alcorn.
Tell us your thoughts on Grambling State.
Oh, they're a great team. They're fast. They're physical. They got big guys. And I just think it'll be a great matchup. And, it's just worth the watch.
Malcolm, hasn't set in yet, like everything that you guys have accomplished this year and the fact that you guys are outright MEAC champs and you're getting ready for your first ever bowl game. I mean, the weeks, you get all these weeks in between, the regular season finale and the actual bowl game. Like, tell me what that process was like for it to all finally set in, to know that you guys are going to play in your first ever bowl game.
I just think that time we had for Christmas, for Thanksgiving break, it was time for us to, just clear our heads and get focused on the Celebration Bowl. And, with friends and family, they boosted the game as far as the MEAC championship. And, that was just our time to, replay it and everything. But when it was time to get back, it was time to get back ready for the Celebration Bowl.
Have you guys been able to put in enough work the last couple of days? Because, once you get to Atlanta, we pulled in so many different directions. Have you been able to put in a great amount of work before you leave and last couple of practices? More
than enough work. We've been practicing, like I said, since after the Thanksgiving break, and we've been focusing on Grambling. And, the coaches have put together a great game plan, and we just hope to execute it on Saturday.
In a way, are you kind of glad you guys are going to, get away and have a couple close practices, be able to focus in, kind of get away from everybody asking you about the game and talk about the game?
Yeah, just focus standpoint. In the morning yesterday, we had the cameras out there following me around, and we got a little discombobulated and stuff got out of routine. But the second practice that we had, we got everything together.
How many different people have been, let me rephrase that. Has it been kind of distracting or maybe even a little annoying, texts and messages of people pulling you aside somebody's game instead of just locking in and being able to focus?
I wouldn't say annoying. It's just another thing on your plate, but you have to stay focused on your task at hand, which is the Celebration Bowl, and making sure that, my role as a leader is to have everybody on one accord. So I just think we just have to stay focused and worry about what we have to worry about, and that's the game on Saturday.
Malcolm, can you just give me a sense of what the team is feeling going into this bowl game? You have to play one more game. Yes, it's a bowl game. What's the general feel? Excited? Well, give me the feel of the team.
We're excited to have the opportunity to go and play in the Georgia Dome for a big game like this. However, we're a 15-point underdog right now, and we just feel disrespected as one of the top FCS teams in the nation. How could you be a 15-point underdog? But we're just going to go out there and have a chip on our shoulder, just like every other game.
So you all talked about that as small groups. I'm sure y'all talked about that, right?
Yeah, a motivational tool.
I couldn't get that spread across the team. I saw it Sunday or Monday. I couldn't get that
Really?
the board spread across the team.
It was really fast. As soon as it came out, the coaches were talking about it. They sent text messages out, and that's just something that we've always done as a program. Just get the motivation flowing, and just to let you know that you're still an underdog. No matter what you do good, you're still an underdog. So we take that and run with it.
That seems to have been a thing throughout the year. I mean, you guys picked third to finish in the MEAC. Probably underdogs at Bethune, definitely underdogs against A&T, but you still have come out on top. You had a chip all year. Has that kind of been the role and the motto and the mentality for the guys all year?
Yeah, that's just been our mentality for the past 3 years now. Is no one wants to respect us, and we just go out there and prove them wrong every time.
Why do you think that is?
I think we're the new kids on the block, so to speak. We haven't been in the conference very long, so people are still trying to say that we're not there yet. We haven't arrived yet, and we just keep proving them wrong.
Are guys pretty comfortable in that role?
Yeah, we are. I mean, that's who we are. That's what everybody wants to label us. So that's just what we do.
Can you just speak on yourself a little bit? I mean, what do you think is the difference of Malcolm Bell going to this bowl game, as a senior, as a graduate now, as opposed to if you were a sophomore, going to a bowl game, you think?
It's just like the last chapter in a great story. 2016 has been a very great year for me, and I just love to finish it with a win at the Celebration Bowl.
You get nervous before games?
Probably like a couple days before the game, but not like game time. I'm never nervous.
Okay. So has it set in yet? Are you nervous now?
Yeah, I am.
Really? I mean, what's that like? I mean, you've been here 5 years, and you've played so many games, and it still happens. Like, what goes through your mind? What eases it as you get closer to game time?
Well, basically, before the game, it's not so much of being, scared of what the other team is going to do. It's more of me being successful. Like, how good am I going to be, and am I going to live up to the hype that's going on right now? So I think that's more of the nervous part to me. It's not just being scared of the other team. It's just myself, and am I going to show up? So that's really how it is.
Have you always, does that date back to even high school?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really just myself. Like, if I play good, then we'll be fine. So there's no need in being scared of anybody. It's just, am I going to play good? How good am I going to play?
Would you be concerned if you weren't nervous?
Yeah, I would be, because it'll be like I don't care. It just wouldn't be good.
Have you guys ever played in a stadium like the Georgia Dome before? Anything close to it? Is that something that you guys are doing to prepare for that experience?
Really not. I mean, we're going to practice there when we get there, but none of us have played in the Dome before. I've been in one NFL venue. That was the Colts Stadium, but that was about it, and I didn't play. So,
On that same vein, have you had a chance to kind of visualize, go through the game and how it all unfold for you? Maybe not the game itself, but in the beginning part, to kind of walk on out there. Have you kind of visualized that part, in your mind?
A little bit. It's kind of hard to visualize such a big stage. I've never played on a big stage like that before, so it's something new. But I'm not scared of it. I'm ready for it, and hopefully I give a good showing in the venue.
What's the most nervous you've been before in a game that you remember?
I'd have to say this year against Norfolk State when I went home. Yeah, it was basically, Norfolk State is a good team and they have a great defense, and you never want to go out and lose your first conference game. So I was nervous. I was real nervous, and just going back home and playing in front of my family and friends.
When you look at Grambling on film and you see their defense, what stands out and what jumps out at you?
They're extremely fast to the ball. They see one thing and they'll fly to it. So, that's just how they are. They play real aggressive, and, we hope to, have a counterattack for that.
As a graduate now, can you put into words what a bowl win, first time ever for the school in a bowl, what a win here will do for the school?
It'll be tremendous for the school. it just, I can't even speak on it. It's really a great experience. It's a great thing for the school. And, you know, like I said, I just hope we go out and show the world that we're worthy of playing in the game.
A couple of days out from the game, when we maybe leaving right up, do you do anything specific to kind of calm yourself down when you're nervous, or you just kind of, you have a routine or anything?
No, I really don't. Yeah, I stay mellow. I don't get too excited or anything like that. I don't really have no superstitions or anything. I just go out and play.
What does this game mean to the win or lose to the brand of North Carolina Central? I mean, national televised game on ABC, playing Grambling and established school on this level. What does it mean for your brand, for people all across the nation to see NCCU on television for 3 hours on Saturday?
Just our brand, as you know, we're an HBCU football team, but you know, when you see us on TV and stuff, and like Coach Taylor said, you know, our brand of football is just different, and you know, we play to a higher standard, and I feel like, you know, that's great for recruits to see and other people that have never known about North Carolina Central, is that, you know, we, you know, come here, and you know, it's great. It's a great experience at North Carolina Central.
This is it for sure now. We talked about before the ANC that he didn't know if it was it, but this is really it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts of everything wrapping up on Saturday around 3 or 4 o'clock in your career here, you be wrapping up?
I always said that I would, you know, like to end my career with no regrets, and I haven't. I don't have any regrets, and I'm happy. I'm win or lose, you know, I'm fine, and you know, it's just been a long road. It's been a long road, and yeah, it's been a long road.
How was your emotions on Saturday graduation? Did you shed a tear?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
My mom, yeah, you know, I'm a crier. Yeah.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.